Hi, welcome to this blog on the Flashbox A10 from Photocubics. This is my personal experience of using the Flashbox in photographing jewellery for my wife's jewellery online business. We've had a great experience with it, and I'd like to share some of the tools and techniques that we've used. Just a couple of notes. First of all, this is entirely independent. I am not compensated by Steve Bolson in any way for giving a positive review. This is an honest experience of our experiences. Okay, so I thought I'd start by sharing some of the tools that I've been using in the whole setup, because you can't just buy a Flashbox, you need a whole load of other supporting gear as well. And some of that's not always entirely apparent when you first purchase it. So first of all, you will need a tablet of some sort. There is a bamboo stylus and pad made by Wacom, but I've gone for the slightly more expensive full tablet from Wacom, which is what the pros use. In the UK it's about £130, I think in the US about $140 or thereabouts, and I've found that to be absolutely fantastic. Obviously there's a laptop. I used to have an Apple, it's now Windows. It works equally well with both machines. You will need to get yourself a decent monitor if you don't already have an Adobe RGB monitor. This is a ViewSonic VP2770. And it doesn't have full Adobe RGB, but I think it's 95 or 98%. It's pretty good. To get full Adobe RGB, you're going to have to pay about £3,000–4,000, about $4,000 or $5,000. This is very, very good. It's certainly significantly better color gamut than what you would get on a standard laptop. So they're kind of the basics, and then obviously you've got the camera, and this is my Canon EOS 200D, and we'll be going into some detail of that later on, but this is kind of the model up from the EOS 100D, which is the model that Steve uses in his demonstrations, the one he recommends you get. I did have a Nikon or a Nikon, and it's just a little bit more of a clunky interface, so I switched to the EOS 100D at Steve's recommendation. You'll notice on the top, on the hot shoe, there is a remote trigger here for the flash in the Flashbox. If I press that now, you'll see the flash has gone off in the Flashbox. Okay, so this is the Flashbox. As you can see on the top, I've got the various shiny bases. So this is 3 different colours of floor that you can have in the Flashbox. If I hold it like that, you can see it's a highly polished reflective surface. It does collect dust very easily, and it does show up micro scratches quite easily too. Using Photoshop, it's very easy to remove using Steve's training. Again, I had no training of Photoshop whatever before I started using this, and it is easy to pick it up real quick. So that was the black, and there also are supplied grey and white versions. If I slide that back there, you'll see that there is at the moment, that's the basic standard base for which to put your jewellery on, and you'll notice I do have a watch bracelet there all set up ready to go. You'll notice these doors have a kind of a reflective coating. There are also alternative doors supplied with the Flashbox, or they were when I bought it. We also have a piece of black plastic. This is to extend out the side of the Flashbox should you wish to do a shooting through the side opportunity. And Steve explains why you might want to do that. For example, if you have a pendant and so forth and you want a black background, and that's why there's this curved cutout there. You can in fact put 2 doors together on one side, have that black background extending out the back of the Flashbox, and then you can shoot through the side. As I say, especially for a hanging pendant, that can give quite a nice effect for a black background. Steve also supplied me with this. This is essentially a see-through piece of plastic. Again, it's another alternative to put in the base of the Flashbox itself. Okay, now in the Flashbox, there is, when it's supplied to you, it does not have this back actually fitted, and as the recipient, it's your job to fit a focus light, which is what is illuminating the box at the moment. So that's just to allow you to arrange things correctly and to focus up correctly. And also the flashlight. Also in the UK, or outside of the US I should say, you will need an adapter, and I would not skimp on this. I've gone for a pretty chunky power adapter there. You can get cheaper ones, but honestly, it's just worthwhile paying a bit extra. That was about £35 in the UK. So that's a quick overview. I should also say that this little item on the top here, that is the receiver for the remote trigger coming off of the camera. So when you press the button on there, that receives it and the flash goes off. I also have some glue dots here, which is great for just positioning things, and it's easy to edit out generally. We've got a few stilts here for adjusting the height of the platforms. Don't generally need to play around with that too much. And we've got these hooks here for hanging jewellery such as necklaces and so on down from the ceiling. This is a little bit of flexible jewellery thread. It can be useful for hanging things down should you wish to do so. The beauty of the Flashbox is you can use it at such a high shutter speed because it is a flash rather than a light box. That allows you to essentially do away with any kind of tripod. You do operate it freehand. So that's all of the gear. Let's get into it and actually do some shooting. Okay, so I've got my watch already in the front of the Flashbox, and I'll just square those up. And all I'll do is take a quick photo, already set up as per Steve's instructions, and you're going to have to see his videos for setup on the actual camera itself. Okay, one thing I will show is that, so when you can see the background flashing black and white like that, that does mean that you have got a really good exposure in terms of what you're after for getting results. So let's upload that to the PC and see what happens. If we open it up in Photoshop, there we go. So we can now just do a couple of quick changes and we should be able to get it into Photoshop looking like a real professional photo. And I've learned all of this from Steve's videos. It really is very, very simple. And we have a finished picture. That took me all of 3 minutes to complete, and that is pretty good. I'm very happy with that. There you go. Simple as that.